Is my homemade turkey better than a fancy $300 turkey? A portion of today's video is sponsored by Typhur. In the red corner, we have the cheapest turkey dinner that we could possibly find. This is the roasted, carved, white meat, Hungry Man turkey TV dinner that costs about $4.49 depending on the store you go to. Over here in the blue corner, we have Harry and David's Choose Your Own Adventure turkey dinner that costs about $300 with all the sides, but yet to be seen is that's a heavy bird. Yet to be seen in the middle is my homemade turkey that I am going to use precision culinary technique to achieve the absolute juiciest bird you've ever had. And we will have a judge blind taste test all three to see if they can spot which is the cheapest, which is the most expensive, and which was made with love. There's no love in that. Love costs extra. Before we get to turkey cookery, we have to first talk about turkey math. Now, many people think that turkeys are 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 50% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. However, I'm here to tell you that turkeys, I would say they're about 12.5% some sort of brine. That's the only way to get seasoning all throughout the turkey. If you put a turkey right in the oven, you can baste, you can do whatever you want, but you're not seasoning all the way through the bird. That's why we've opted for a wet brine. So we put a heck of a lot of salt and some sugar along with lemons, onions, and garlic and some random herbs that you have. You also have leftover herbs, throw them in there. And we let this sit in the fridge for 2 full days. You can also dry brine it, but dry brining gets you good crispy skin. I'm not too worried about that. I want the moistest flesh possible. 87.4% of that. We're leaving 0.1% for miscellanea just in case. Rosemary's 0.1% of turkey math, but 87.4% of that is going to come from internal temperature. You have to nail the internal temp of a turkey, and the only way to test for that truly is with a very accurate thermometer. But there are some tips and tricks. Woo, got us a live one! Like catfishing in the Ozarks! Except this one don't bite you back. There's so much stuff stuck to it. This here's a paradox. White meat turkey, they say you should get it to 160 degrees, which is the internal salmonella kill temperature. However, if you get it to 155, as long as it's there for 30 seconds, it is safe, but 160 is what the USDA recommends. Speaking of salmonella, just wash everything. You don't have to wear gloves. Really scrub down like a freaking surgeon when you cook this in your house because water droplets do spray everywhere. So 160 for the breast. Dark meat, however, is much better at higher temperatures all the way up to 185. What I'm going to shoot for is pulling this bird with the breast at 145 to get 15 degrees of carryover cooking up to 160, and then I'm going to pull the dark meat at 160. You see the problem here. We need this to be 15 degrees colder than that. So what we can do is we can try and get this warmer with this colder before we ever put it in the oven. Check out this ingenious method. I call this the turkey koozie. That's right, it's a portmanteau of turkey and jacuzzi. How many times a year do you cook turkey, right? Like, you might as well put in the extra stupid effort to get it as good as possible. You know what I mean? So we're gonna take this, put this into the 120 degree water. You want the legs and the thighs to be in warm water. So we need to prop it up on a bowl there to leave the breasts out. See, the legs aren't covered yet, so I'm gonna take some more warm water here. Pour it in. This is like turning on the jet. Someone turn a knob that is broken because it never actually works. There we go. There we go. Get this up the legs. Get this up the legs. Some of the legs are still a little bit exposed, but again, having that warm water right there is still going to get that up to temp. The higher it is in the oven, generally the more it's going to heat. So we need to get this cold. Ice packs. I tried using a method I called hot ice, where I microwaved the ice to get the cooling power of ice but the heat of water, and it did not work. So that is how we developed the ice pack method. That joke is stolen from a movie. If you comment what movie it is, I'll give you $10 next year. Next year, not this year, next year. So the idea is this breast is going to get down to about, say, 35 degrees. We want to bring the dark meat up to about 50 degrees. That way it has a higher starting point when it goes into the oven, meaning it will end at a higher finishing point. I need a full shower. Do we have one of those chemical showers like they have in high school chem labs? The turk's out of the turk koozie, and we got the breast cold, we got the dark meat warm. Now what we're gonna do, I've just kept the little truss that's already on the back of the legs. That's just gonna keep them kind of like, I have to do it up here. It's gonna keep them like, you know? And then we need to keep the wings inside. That's gonna help it cook evenly. So I'm just gonna take a toothpick, There's ways to actually truss it with string. I don't know, man. Toothpick's always been good enough for me. And so I'm just gonna pin the wings in like that, right through the skin, into the breast. Now what we gotta do, we gotta make a compound butter. You don't have to, but I love rubbing the entire turkey down in super flavorful butter. So I'm gonna take a ton of chopped garlic, put that into softened butter, lemon zest. The idea here, all of these things are incredibly fragrant and they're going to perfume your bird. That's the 0.1%. That's the 0.1% is the perfuming of the bird. It kind of really is though. It's like the thing that separates a great turkey from like a greater turkey is having the actual aromatics in there. So zest this here lemon. You don't really need to salt the outside of the turkey. We're gonna add salt to the butter, but the salt from the brine should be all through the meat and all through the skin right here. I'm gonna add a whole lot of fresh cracked pepper into this as well. I think black pepper, lemon, garlic. Come on, that's a good flavor combination. Keep it going. Yum! All right, we're using unsalted butter here because I believe in adding your own salt levels to it, and you wanna make sure it's soft enough to be able to gently mash with a spoon like that. That way, we need the butter to be malleable so we can get it all around the skin and all underneath the skin flaps of that bird meat. What a laborious process. It all comes together in the end though, man. Because you know why? Because you're cooking with love. You're cooking with thanks in your heart. There we go. Perfect. Remember when I was talking about needing like a real hot shower earlier? You're gonna have to do it again because you'll see. Well, no, check this out. I'm gonna put the aromatics in here first because then I want to be able to just get real sloppy with the butter. There's a Tom Hardy movie where he gets naked and covers himself in butter, and this is an homage to Tom Hardy. I think you're a fantastic actor, especially that scene in Bronson. No CG in that. I forgot I was gonna stuff that's going in the hole. So like I said, what we're going to do is we're gonna stuff the turkey with some of these here herbs, and then we're gonna put a lot of the aromatics and all that underneath. Those are going to go, yeah, hold on. There it is. What that's going to do, the steam is gonna rise through the herbs, and then it's just gonna perfume the bird from the inside out. Heck yeah. And then here, we're gonna roast the bird on top of all of these aromatics, and then all of those drippings and steam are gonna sort of condensate down there, and then we're gonna use that into our gravy. So you don't gotta peel nothing, we're gonna be straining this off, turning that into our gravy. Oh, mushrooms. Mushrooms are fun, they're like nice and earthy. Roasting rack. You don't need a fancy roasting dish for your turkey, you don't need a roasting rack, you can put this directly on top of here, but I like keeping a little bit of barrier. You wanna make sure it's nice and even, there we go. I like keeping a little bit of a barrier, and that way when your turkey's done, you can just lift this out. It's nice, they sell these, you break it out once a year. If you wanna make like a prime rib, you can also do that. So, butter, baby. It's time to do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Hand. You're not gonna like what's happening next then. So we're gonna take that butter. There's a membrane that holds the skin to the meat, so what you have to do is kind of like jimmy your hand under there. This is it. Cooking is beautiful, and cooking is disgusting. And that can be a truth that you hold simultaneously. Not only that, you wanna get in there. So you wanna get to the dark meat too. And then now, you're just gonna smear the butter all over the turkey, and then we're gonna lift it into that. Anybody got like a good song you can play while I'm doing this? Nothing too sexy. Well, you see, you know how you don't have to wash your legs because the soapy water runs down? I'm serious, like, okay, for legal reasons, wash your legs, you people are weird, but the butter is going to run down, and it's gonna all pool there, and it's all gonna be great. So like, you don't have to be too particular about it, because all this is just gonna melt into the vegetables down there, along with the turkey juice, and we're gonna rebaste it with that. So it's like the water cycle, right? But it's percolate, we percolate, evaporate, condensate, precipitate. Oh, he listened in 3rd grade. Perfect, and then the only good way to transport it. Oh, I found an onion. Yep. Shush that so it's nice and symmetrical. I'm gonna wash my hands. And here's the most important part. Like I said, 87.4% of your turkey is going to come down to this, and I have been preaching the values of instant read digital meat thermometers forever, and now we finally have a sponsorship. Let me introduce you to the Typhur Sync Gold. This thing is actually really, really cool. I'm gonna turn it on. Check this out. What you have are 2 remote probes, and we're gonna put one of them into the white meat of the turkey. You want it in the thickest part of the white meat. You got a little line right there that you're gonna put it up to. Don't get it all the way up to the black. I'm gonna take this thickest part probably right there underneath the keel bone. Get it in, perfect. So we're gonna release probe number 2, and I'm gonna put that into the thickest part of the dark meat of the turkey, which is gonna be right into that depth of the thigh meat. So now that we have our temperature probe set, we're gonna pop this into the oven. We're gonna wait for that breast to get up to exactly 145 degrees and then pull it to get that carryover cooking. And we're gonna wait until the dark meat hopefully is at about 160. If we did our prep properly, it should get there, but there's no more guessing game. Everybody knows that when you open an oven, you're letting all of the air out, but you don't want to just leave it up to chance and hope that you pull it out at the right time. That's why these digital probes are so cool. You can take this thing, I'm gonna walk away and wash my hands over here, and it still stays hooked up to 3,000 feet. I could go wash my hands at my neighbor's house. I could just walk into their home. That's the power of the Typhur Sync Gold. You can walk into your neighbor's homes without even asking them. No? They're not legally liable for that. Don't do that. There's also a predictive algorithm that will tell you when your bird is going to be done. So say you want to go play a 2-hour game of T-ball while your turkey's safely in your oven, you can figure out if you can do that with the Typhur. It's actually really, really sick. When people say like 15 minutes per pound, they don't know what kind of airflow your oven has. They don't know how much heat carryover is happening inside your vessel. But when you have the actual information of the temperature hooked up to the Typhur Gold, you can just give an accurate reading all the time. There's also an app on your phone, but you don't need to download it because you got this handy little dude right here. Not just for turkeys. If you're making prime rib for New Year's or something, if you want to make a rack of lamb, if you're smoking brisket and you want to get that perfect internal temp, you can use this. I am really stoked on this product. I'm gonna use this at home because I make like low and slow grilled chicken all the time, and I generally make it during Sundays when football's on, and it's really annoying to have to like miss a play to go out and temp check my chicken. And now all I have to do is glance up here and then boom, birds win again. We're undefeated. I assume when this comes out, we'll still, haven't lost in the last 6 weeks. Come on, anyone? I'm gonna pop this in the oven. All right, let's go. Oh boy, does turkey get bigger and I get weaker? Woo! And that's a big old thank you to Typhur for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Also, if you want to become a better, more accurate cook, get the Typhur Sync Gold. It's a really, really awesome product. All right, we're at 144 and 167. We said 145 and 165. I think this is perfect now. Like, you don't have to hit it dead on the numbers. I'm gonna pull that turkey right now. I'm gonna pull that turkey. I'm gonna barehand it. No, I need baseball mitts. Where are the baseball mitts? Can I get a pull that turkey on 3? 1, 2, 3. Pull that turkey! Cooking in front of a live studio audience, what a joy. You guys get your day rates? No, checks, don't cash the check for another week. I just need time. I'll have the money though, I swear. Look at that bird, gorgeous, gorgeous browning on it. You can pull out probes, there we go. So you'll see some dark spots on here. That's from the butter browning into it. All those dark spots there are flavor. This is incredible. Why did I take the gloves off? Do not touch that with the gloves off. What I'm gonna do now, I mentioned lifting the turkey out. So we're just gonna take this. Yeah, buddy. And then you see the liquid gold, the Texas tea down there. And a Texas tea, Beverly Hillbillies opening. Anyways, we got all the pan drippings down there. We're gonna use that as the base of our gravy. Some people will say use an extra turkey carcass to make turkey stock, which in an ideal world, you would do that. You can buy pre-bought turkey stock to supplement your gravy because a lot of this is fat and there's already going to be some fat in the roux. I'll just use a little bit of bouillon or something and some water to thin it out if I need to, but I wanna get this strained off because I want all that flavor to stay in the system. Yeah. Look at that, gorgeous. And then, secret technique here. Call it the old whisker mash. Just gonna take that. This is real, man. All that juice is trapped in the vegetables and you wanna press it out. Yeah, just that homemade gravy. This is that gravy that like, you eat it and you're like, there's no way it's good for your health, but it is real good for the spirit. All right, mash all that gravy through. Now, sorry. So now we're gonna get a classic roux going. I wanna take this a little bit brown. I'm gonna toss in the butter right there. I'm gonna take equal parts butter and flour. I always like to go a 7-to-6 butter to flour ratio. Does that track with any of you guys for a roux? You know what I mean? Like a little bit more butter than flour. That's almost just a skosh. That's almost 1-to-1. It's almost 1-to-1, but it's like 13% more. I think sometimes when roux get like clumpy, it just makes it hard to like emulsify in. So I want this to be a little bit more buttery. This is perfect. Like I mentioned, you can cook this for about 30 seconds, but I want to get this to be like a nice brown. You don't want to cook it too far because then the flour actually denatures and doesn't absorb that liquid as much. But you do want to cook the roux to sort of like get a little bit of toast on it. All right, while that roux's cooking, I'm gonna crack in a lot of black pepper. I want to go black pepper and sage. To me, those are like the most Thanksgiving-y flavors. And then sage, and while the roux's going, you can toast up aromatics in it because that's just fat and flour cooking together. So you're gonna get a little bit of toast on that black pepper. That's always a good thing. There's essential oils in there. Hey, do you know that they replaced the word snake with essential and people started buying the oils again? Shout out to my favorite comedian, Jared Casabaugh. Now, some say I'm gonna switch this to lefty. I'm switch hitting right now. There we go, a little bit of brown on that roux, that's what we want. We're gonna add that in. I'm gonna whisk it until it kind of becomes a paste. We're rocking and rolling, keep whisking through it. No clumps in the gravy, no clumps in the gravy. If you do get clumps in the gravy, throw it in a blender, man. You can throw it in a blender, you can pass it through a strainer. Don't serve a clumpy gravy on Thanksgiving, there's no excuses. Boom. There we go. Now, see the gravy's a little bit thin. You can thicken it, you can always add a little bit of cornstarch, or you can just let it cook and reduce. Water is going to evaporate out of the system and your gravy is going to get thicker. There's the bones of our gravy though, man. That is gonna be flavorful. Another thing we could do. What do you guys think? Do we do it? Yeah? This is the secret to so many delicious restaurant dishes. It's called Kitchen Bouquet Browning and Seasoning Sauce. It's mostly caramel color. It makes brown sauces browner. If you ever see that super, super dark brown gravy, that's generally just caramel coloring in Kitchen Bouquet. But you add a couple drops of this. I'll pour it into the cap first. Couple drops of this, it's just gonna like take away that paleness from it. Do it gradually. Yeah, and then it'll look like that nice, robust turkey gravy. I'm just gonna check this gravy for seasoning right now. Ooh, ow, hot. Oh, hot. Dude, there tastes like there is MSG in there and there is no MSG in there. That is, I think, the mark of a really good gravy. I'm gonna season up a little bit, but I'm also gonna let it reduce. Otherwise, this gravy's good to go. We got that beautiful bird right there. That to me, start to finish, nuts to bolts, that is how you make the best brined roasted turkey with gravy from the natural pan drippings on Thanksgiving. I am so excited to eat this right now, and I hope our judges too. We're gonna plate these all up, we're gonna serve them up, see what they think. Glenn and Stewart from Spork.com.
Hey, that's my turkey dance.
That was a very good turkey dance.
Thank
You're
you.
dancing in front of their corpses, incredibly disrespectful.
It actually is. Like pissing on their graves.
Yeah, super messed up. You have 3 turkeys in front of you with accompanying gravy. One of them is the cheapest we could find, about $4.50. The other, most expensive, we can find about $300 for the entire meal. And then the other is the one that we cooked ourselves.
Okay.
Are you ready to get eaten?
Eat me, baby.
I will not. Glenn, this is turkey number 3. I will be serving you white meat. You can request dark meat. I will be submerging all the turkeys in the gravy.
Here's what I think. If the turkey is good, then the white meat should be good
I agree with that.
and flavorful.
Yeah, dark meat's for soup and burritos.
Ah.
Okay.
That's
Nice.
Yum.
Sort of flavor notes you get. How's the breast cooked? Is it well salted?
Very salty, yeah. But I mean that in a good way. Salty gravy, but a well-brined turkey. Very good.
Okay. We're gonna go in. I'm just gonna carve this fresh off the bird for you. Hold on, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Gotta spear it.
And still
All right. Are you ready? Are you still
gnawing
chewing?
on that breast meat.
You wanna die? All right. What are we thinking?
Well, I think that this is probably not like a very expensive turkey. That said, I actually think it kind of tastes good.
Do you want?
Like, I think the gravy tastes good. It's very nostalgic tasting.
I got you. All right. Now the final turkey coming in. You ready for it?
I was born ready.
Yes, you were. All right. Hold on. We're coming.
Is Thanksgiving your favorite holiday?
Arbor Day, actually.
Oh my God, that was
Big
invented in
guy.
Omaha, Nebraska.
Was it really?
I think
I like how you just opened your mouth right after you said Omaha, Nebraska. Full disclosure, I did drop the turkey all the way in the gravy, so you're getting a wet bite. I'm shaking it off, though.
Ooh!
But I think it's like fun.
The wetter, the better. Uncle. Mmm.
Ah, she's doing the turkey dance again, right in front of the corpses. Look at her go. Take that.
The meat is very tender and it's very flavorful. And that gravy is delicious.
Yeah.
I love it. It's very flavorful without being extremely salty. It was not relying on salt for flavor, and I think that's awesome.
Gwyneth, which turkey was your favorite?
I think that the last one I tried was my favorite.
Which one do you think that was? Cheap, expensive, or homemade?
But I want to say that one is homemade because the gravy has a wonderful homemade flavor and really, really, I don't know where you would get a turkey that would be that well cooked. It's really good.
Gwyneth, remove your blindfold. That is the homemade turkey. That's the homemade turkey. We did a lot to get the dark meat up to temp and get that white meat to still stay at that perfect like 145 range to get up there. So I'm glad you found that really juicy.
You did it.
All of the drippings went into that gravy.
That's what makes it so good. Right? Oh, the drippings. You really care, and I love that. I also love the lemon garnish too.
Listen, you eat with your eyes first, but don't
It's beautiful.
eat the lemons with your eyes. It will burn. Then we had the Hungry Man TV dinner. That one was the cheap option. I feel like you clocked that immediately. We didn't even give you the red goo. And then this was the expensive turkey, the one that it is really, really salty in a good way. This is still a really great turkey, though.
It's delicious, yeah. It's very, very well brined.
But a fresh homemade turkey cooked to the perfect tent, man. Nothing can beat that.
I have taste tested a lot of turkey dinners at Sporked, but I feel like this style of microwave meal is just like it is. It's like what you ate when you were a kid.
Yeah.
I love the brownies that come in microwave dinners too.
I like how the outsides get a little bit burnt from the radiation
so
microwave.
good.
Gwyneth, thank you so much for stopping by. What are you thankful for this year?
Oh my God, I didn't know you were gonna ask me that. I'm thankful for you.
Oh, stop. And I'm thankful for you, and I'm thankful for all of you out there. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Tell us how your Thanksgiving was. See y'all next time. Get 30% off everything for Black Friday and Cyber Monday at mythical.com and use code BFCM2024 through Monday, December 2nd for 20% off all plans at mythicalsociety.com.